in the country for the collective efforts to ensure the peaceful elections. Cabinet also commended the media for their important role in providing voters with relevant information to assist them in exercising their democratic right to choose their preferred local government leaders. Cabinet reminded all South Africans to strengthen our democracy by actively participating in forums and institutions which hold those elected to account. It called on the newly elected officials to keep true to their electoral pledges and to serve all people equally and fairly. On the vaccine uptake, Cabinet applauded South Africans who have chosen to protect themselves and their loved ones by vaccinating against the coronavirus pandemic. Our country has already administered over 22 million vaccine doses. 3 out of every 5 people aged over 50 years in our country are now vaccinated, meaning that 2/3 of the over 50 is vaccinated. I mean 1/3, so my apology. We need to get to 5 out of 5 of such vaccinated age group by the end of the year to kill the power of the anticipated 4th wave. The upcoming Vuma vaccination weekend from the 12th to the 14th of November 2021 is an opportunity for unvaccinated people to join our nation's fight against COVID-19 by taking the free vaccines at any of the vaccination sites across the country. Cabinet reminded people to ensure that they take a second dose of the Pfizer vaccine to be fully protected. Vaccines help prevent serious illness, hospitalization, or death from COVID-19. In the energy area, Cabinet acknowledges the disruption and inconvenience of intermittent load shedding experienced by South Africans in recent days. The Department of Public Enterprise is working closely with the Board of Eskom and management to ensure that we limit the daily duration of load shedding and the period for which this intervention will be required. National Treasury is working with Eskom to look at the appropriate exemptions to acquire the spare parts needed for repairs and maintenance. Eskom is also making progress in re-employing skilled personnel, including plant managers, to help power utility make headway at individual power stations and across various operations of the business. Over the medium term, government is implementing a number of interventions to resolve our energy challenges, and we are making every effort to bring new power generation capacity online in the shortest possible time. Amongst others, the interventions include lifting the threshold of companies to produce their own electricity without a license to 100 megawatts. The second one, the announcement of 11 successful bidders for the risk mitigation independent power producer procurement program. The next one, bid window 5 of the renewable energy program to procure 2,600 megawatts of new generation capacity from wind and solar photovoltaic projects. Whilst Cabinet is aware that the current energy challenges are frustrating and counterproductive to economic growth, it is confident that the practical actions government is taking to restructure and strengthen our electricity system will eventually improve the country's energy. I assume that will also include improving operational efficiency management and all other related issues. In the area of investment, South Africa continues to perform as an investment destination of choice, attracting some of the world's top business to expand their operations in the country. Toyota South Africa has launched its 2.6 billion producer plant in Durban in KwaZulu-Natal. The plant will manufacture the first generation of commercial-scale hybrid electric vehicles in South Africa. This is part of the auto industry master plan commitments by the company to increase its level of investment. The launch dovetails with the announcement by the Swedish multinational food packaging and processing company, Tetra Pak, to invest 500 million to upgrade its production capacity of its packaging material factory in Durban. Aspen Pharmacare opened its new anesthetic line producing Depriven locally as part of the 3.2 billion investment in creating world-class sterile production facilities and turning the site in Gqeberha in Eastern Cape into the most advanced pharmaceutical precinct on the continent. The anesthetic was previously imported and is used in a range of standard medical procedures and operations in South African hospitals, and also used to treat COVID-19 patients on ventilators in the intensive care wards. Cabinet also welcomed the recent investment by vehicle maker Isuzu Motors into the economy of the country. Isuzu Motors South Africa launched the production facility at the Stranddale in Gqeberha. Isuzu investing 1.2 billion into its next generation buggy program in South Africa for the South African and sub-Saharan African markets. The Isuzu plant will create 1,000 direct jobs at its operations in Gqeberha and across its national and international dealer network, and about 25,000 jobs at hundreds of suppliers across the country. All these three investments will advance the localization program announced in the Economic Reconstruction and Recovery Plan launched by His Excellency the President Cyril Ramaphosa in October the 15, 2020. They will add billions of rand of annual production to South Africa's gross domestic product. Two of the investments had been pledged at the previous South African Investment Conference, and the firms have now commenced with production, creating a significant number of new jobs. On the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, which is commonly known as NSFAS applications, Cabinet reminded learners and out-of-school youth from poor and working class background to submit their applications for the funding for 2022 academic year. Applications for NSFAS funding will close on Friday, the 7th January 2022. The application process is also open to students who are already enrolled at the institutions but are without funding and qualify for NSFAS financial funding. For more information on how to apply for funding, call 0800-067-327 or visit www.nesfas.org. Fundamental importance of this is to eliminate the logjam that occurs each time at the beginning of the year when these applications are pursued. On the gender-based violence and femicide, Cabinet welcomed the triple life sentence handed down to rapist and murderer Mfanasibili Cornelius Mnisi, 29, by Mpumalanga Division of the High Court in Bombela recently. This harsh sentence demonstrates the zero-tolerance approach against GBVF by the criminal justice system. By working together with police and other law enforcement agencies, we can make our streets and communities safer for all. We should all be vigilant and report all GBF-related incidents to the police or call National GBF Command Center 0800-428-428 or Stop Gender Violence Helpline 0800-150-150 strokes *120 *786 #. Government will participate in the 16 days of activism of no violence against women and children from the 25th to 10 December to heighten awareness of the scourge of GBV in our country. On the victims of apartheid-era murderers, Cabinet welcomed the recent announcement by the Justice Minister and Correctional Service Minister Ronald Lamula of a special team of investigators and state prosecutors that will deal exclusively with Truth and Reconciliation Commission old cases. The special team will be tasked with looking into extrajudicial murders committed by apartheid security police. Such interventions will fast-track the process of finding closure for the families of the victims of apartheid-era murders. Political situation in Kingdom of Eswatini, Cabinet noted and welcomed the intervention of His Excellency President Ramaphosa in his capacity as chairperson of Southern African Development Committee, commonly referred to as SADC, organ of politics, defense and security cooperation in the political situation in the Kingdom of Eswatini. The President Ramaphosa's meeting with His Majesty King III on Tuesday, 2 November, follows a visit to Kingdom by special envoys on the 21st and 22nd October 2021. The President had, in his capacity as chairperson of the SADC organ Troika, comprising Namibia, South Africa, and Botswana, directed the special envoys to engage with the Kingdom of Eswatini on security and political developments in the Kingdom. Cabinet welcomed the agreement that the Kingdom of Eswatini will embark on a process toward the establishment of a national dialogue forum. Cabinet calls on all stakeholders amongst Amaswati to work together to end violence and conflict and maintain peace and calm in the Kingdom. On the legislation, the Criminal Law Amendment Bill of 2021, Cabinet approved the submission of the Criminal Law Amendment Bill of 2021 to Parliament for processing regarding forensic procedures. The proposed amendments provide for the mechanism to enforce the taking of DNA samples from people convicted under Schedule 8 offenses. Schedule 8 offenses include sexual offenses, robbery, human trafficking, and culpable homicide. The collected buccal samples will facilitate future prosecutions for re-offenders. The bill will also enable the establishment of comprehensive forensic DNA database to strengthen the fight against crime by capacitating the police with evidence to investigate and solve serious crimes. On the upcoming event, medium-term budget policy statement, Finance Minister Mr. Enoch Godongwana will deliver the MTBS in Parliament on Thursday 11. The statement, ladies and gentlemen, will detail adjustment to national budget to ensure our nation's fiscal sustainability. The MTBS sets out the country's initiative to reverse challenges in the economy as a result of the impact of COVID-19 and address longer-term structural issues. The MTBS is a call to action for all sectors of society to pull together to drive the economy and advance job creation. Cabinet is confident that the MTBS will again demonstrate government's commitment to building sustainable economy with input from all sectors of society. Special messages. We want to express our congratulations to Ms. Lalela Mswane, 24 of age, on being crowned Miss South Africa 2021 on 16 October, Cape Town. Her triumph, in our view, is an affirmation that success can be achieved through dedication and hard work. Lastly, on the appointments, the Cabinet extended its congratulations. Okay, sorry, my apology. On the appointments, Mr. Robert Nguna, the current DG, whose contract as a Director General at the Department of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation has been extended for another 5 years. Mr. Robert Muketsa Ramasodi as DG at the Department of Agriculture, Ms. Muhlago Flora Mukhabuhlua as Deputy DG Biodiversity and Conservation at the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment, Ms. Rehanzu Sharon Mashava as DDG Integrated Transport Planning at the Department of Transport, Ms. Mamitse Primrose Masemula as DDG Infrastructure Investment Planning, Infrastructure South Africa at the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure, Ms. Carmen Joy Abrams as DDG Expanded Public Works Program at the DWWI, Department of Public Works and Infrastructure. Cabinet endorsed the appointment of board members subject to the verification of their qualification and relevant clearance. Board of Directors Public Investment, who have been appointed, that is PIC, commonly known, Mr. David Masondo, the chairperson, Mr. Franz Baleni, Tom Futi Mtoba, Ms. Trifosa Ramano, Prof. Bonke Dumisa, Ms. Esther Barbara Watson, Ms. Beverly Bauer, Ms. Mungwena Maluleke, Mr. Walter Hlaise, Mr. Lufuno Mulaudzi, Mr. Abel Sutole, Mr. Brian Mavuka, and Ms. Makano Musidi. Cabinet has opted to comply with the court judgment that ruled on the reinstatement of the members of the Board of Directors of Umngeni Water, who are as follows: Ms. Zipozetu Matenjwa, Chairperson, Prof. Tandwa Mtembu, Ms. Boniso Shabalala, Mr. Mduduzi Eric Zakwe, Ms. Charmaine Nompumelelo Bieta, Ms. Visvin Reddy, Ms. William Mapina, Mr. Tebo Nkhahle, Ms. Linda Ngobo, Ms. Bongekile Zulu, Mr. Suleiman Badad, Ms. Mbali Barbara Ndlovu, and advocates Simose Nkosi Charmaine. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Minister. I think we'll take questions. There's no one in the house. No one online.
Today the Hindu community in South Africa marks Diwali, the festival of lights, to establish a message to those celebrating annual COVID-19 pandemic. And the second question is, it's been a while since we had a family meeting when Hindu Africans expect an update from the president. Those are the only two things.
Thank you, Minister. It looks like you were very thorough.
Thank you very much. I think what one can say to Sumain, am I right? Naidu. I'm sorry, it was just an unintended omission. By convention, this government has always supported this event in the context of the power of diverse South Africa and the role played by a religious community in ensuring that our country stays socially cohesive. In that context, I have no doubt we do wish that event a huge success, Diwali. On the family, I'm sure people miss the president. I think that decision will be taken by the president at the right time. For now, we're just excited that the positivity rate is below single digit, is a fraction. Infection rate is at its lowest. We just appeal that our people should not be tempted by that and stop using masks, executing non-pharmaceutical and pharmaceutical measures, because we are where we are because of adherence to those principles. Thank you.
We normally do 2 rounds, so I don't know whether there's any other question, Nongceba? Okay.
Brandon from Talk Radio is asking, will the disaster management act be extended?
That's it. Thank you very much, Minister.
As we have been listening to scientists, experts in this area of discipline, at what time do we extend the disaster management? That advice will always be at the center. And it's a matter that the cabinet will deal with at an appropriate time. For now, all we're doing, we're observing the trends. At the relevant time, the president might convene the command center and probably look at that. But I wouldn't say whether it's going to be extended or not. The trends and the situation will determine. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister. We have come to the end of this media briefing, and thank you very much to the media. We adjourn. Thanks.
Thank you. There's no clash.
They are all at the IEC center. The media is at the IEC center.
I understand.
They are all at the
No, I'm not surprised. Yeah. I understand.